Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. As Brooke pledges to repair the damage, Steffy holds on to hope and makes a commitment that could permanently alter her future. On today's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Will meets Remy. Brooke pledges to repair the damage, and Steffy rushes to Hope after finding out what she done. Just as Steffy enters, Ridge stops drawing and says she received his urgent text. Steffy is horrified when he informs his daughter that Carter is no longer with this company, but Ridge explains that he sacked their former COO for attempting to take over. What does that signify? Steffy just stares at Ridge in shock as he tells her about the LLC plan. After accusing Hope of being the cause of Carter's decline and deceit, he tells Steffy that they are connected. "I knew it," Steffy crows. The agenda, my God, she continues by accusing Hope of manipulating Finn, Thomas, and now poor, gullible Carter, who didn't stand a chance. Everything. When Hope returns home and informs her mother that everything is okay, Brooke uses the occasion to express her hope that Hope would accompany her to work and remind her that Carter's actions were inappropriate. And they both committed a grave error. Ridge is angry and heartbroken. Hope quips that she is more concerned about Carter than Ridge and chuckles at Ridge's sense of betrayal. He lost his job. Brooke acknowledges that things are terrible, but Hope knew that things wouldn't work out. Hope notes that the corporation isn't always controlled by Forresters and that occasionally things need to be shaken up. Brooke dismisses that, stating that she is deeply worried about Hope and the position she is assuming. Ridge is now accusing Hope of being responsible for Carter and everything. There must be nothing Ridge did, Hope says, rolling her eyes. Because her name wasn't even on the documents, Brooke acknowledges that it's unfair to say or his co-CEO Steffy. Hope complains that Ridge is acting in the same way as Steffy. Their goal is to portray her as the antagonist. Although she disapproves of Hope's behavior, Brooke tells her that she will not allow them to demonize her. When Katie asks Will what's on his schedule in the design office, he responds that he is doing whatever is necessary. Katie surmises that he enjoys his internship because there is a pretty girl that works here. Electra enters, feeling as though she had stumbled into something. Katie inquires about the jewelry line's progress, and after being assured that everything is going well, including with Will, and that Ivy is doing well, Electra appears sad after remarking that she ran into an old friend. She tells Katie that she saw Remy and that it made her think of something she wanted to let go of. She simply wanted to start over at Forrester, but she's craving lunch with Will right now. Katie shakes her head, and the two look away. At Il Giardino, Remy browses through his phone while grinning at an image of Electra. Remy takes a moment to thank Sheila and Deacon for hiring him and keeping him in Los Angeles when she says to be ready to open soon. Remy responds that he misses someone from back home when Sheila asks what brought him there. If he is willing to pick her up and travel here for her, then this girl must be exceptional, according to Sheila. Sheila leaves, and Remy resumes studying Electra's pictures. I would do anything to be near her. When Will and Electra arrive at Il Giardino, Sheila promises to make room for them. She tells them her new server would be there soon and sits them at the empty table. Electra enthusiastically welcomes Remy as he approaches, saying they adore it there and visit frequently. When Will introduces himself, he appears uneasy while Remy enjoys Electra's company. While waiting on Will and Electra at their Il Giardino table, BB's Remy converses with them. When Will inquires about their past in the show's closing moments, Electra responds that they attended the same school. Remy explains that he got there after seeing the news announcement about Electra's jewelry part. Will seem to be becoming irritated as the two pals get back together. Steffy is informed by Ridge that Carter prepared the documents for Hope. According to Steffy, this is just another shady Logan move. Carter ought to be more aware of this. Although Steffy apologizes for Carter's treachery, Hope was solely at blame. Steffy goes to Hope's and enters without a word. You don't knock, she informs Hope that she is fully aware of the LLC and Carter's confusion. Everything. She charges Hope with luring Carter and exploiting him even at the cost of his career, to preserve her line. In response to Hope's criticism of Steffy's petty tyranny, Steffy charges her of inciting Carter to turn against his best friend and family. In reality, how do you manage to live with yourself? She then rants about Finn and Thomas once again. Hope shouts that they chose to rebel because they were fed up with being treated like second-class citizens. Steffy accuses her of being toxic and repeatedly screams about Finn, Thomas, and other people, saying, "And now you are done. You're done. You will never again participate in Forrester inventions." Arrest of Carter Walton on The Bold and the Beautiful? According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge Forrester will be targeted this week on the CBS soap opera. In actuality, Hope Logan and Carter Walton ought to be terrified. Will Carter end up in jail after all is said and done? Here are some spoilers for what will happen on B&B this week. Ridge Forrester and Carter Walton's titanic confrontation will go down in B&B history, according to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Ridge formally dismissed Carter and expelled him from the Forrester property after confronting him about his attempt to steal his business and his family's legacy. When Ridge gently requested that Carter tear away the forged paperwork he had duped him into signing, Carter declined and made it apparent that he was proceeding with his major coup. According to B&B teasers, Carter would later regret that choice. Arrest of Carter Walton on The Bold and the Beautiful? Spoilers for B&B, Justin Barber saves the day. Ridge will tell Justin Barber to do whatever it takes to clean up the mess that Carter created when he is called in this week for his professional legal advice on Bold and the Beautiful. Everyone seems to believe that Justin, who plays for keeps, can keep Forrester Creations out of Carter's hands. However, what if Carter's arrest for fraud is the only way they can get the records back? Anything Ridge signed will be worthless if the former Forrester employee is held accountable for the dubious documents he created. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, is Carter Walton charged? Ultimately, neither Carter nor Hope believe they did anything wrong. They actually believe they have the same claim to Forrester Creations as the Forrester family itself. According to B&B teasers, the two would soon discover they were mistaken and had committed several white-collar crimes. Will Carter Walton be arrested, in your opinion? Deacon Spice, Hope punished, Ridge and Steffy strike back. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge and Steffy retaliate, Hope is punished, and Deacon Spice. Here are the spoilers for Wednesday, December 4th, 2024's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. Fans can anticipate Deacon Sharp's spicy surprise addition to Il Giardino in tomorrow's episode. Ridge Forrester and Steffy Forrester Finnegan attack Hope Logan's future at Forrester Creations. Let's see what happens in the upcoming episode of the CBS soap opera by continuing to read. Firing of Carter Walton. Brooke Logan overheard Carter and Hope, according to Wednesday, December 4th B&B teasers. Ridge confronted Carter when Brooke went directly to him. Carter refused to leave Hope, even if Ridge gave him a way out. Carter was ultimately dismissed as a result. B&B spoilers, the panic of Ridge Forrester. Ridge is likely to hear from Justin Barber on Wednesday, December 4th. Ridge requested that Justin figure out how to stop Carter's LLC plan. After reviewing the documents, Justin made the decision to speak with a coworker. However, Justin cautioned that this might be far more serious than Ridge realizes. Finnegan's Revenge by Ridge Forrester and Steffy Forrester. According to Wednesday, December 4th spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge will have to tell Steffy and Eric Forrester about the plan. It is hinted that Hope's future would be the target of Steffy and Ridge's retaliation. What might this signify? Is this press release another one? What other factors might influence Hope's future? Wednesday, December 4th, 2024, spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Fans can anticipate something fresh at Il Giardino on Wednesday, December 4th. The eatery will reportedly get a new addition that will spice things up. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge and Steffy retaliate, Hope is punished, and Deacon Spice. Additionally, fans may see more of Remy Price. Remy will encounter Sheila Carter Sharp now that he lives and works at the restaurant. Will Sheila be able to tell that Remy isn't feeling quite right? Will Sheila be the one to save Will Spencer and Electra Forrester from Remy's evil schemes? Electra's friendship with Ivy Forrester is another. In soap operas, things have a way of blowing apart even though they appear to be close right now. Could that be Remy's fault, or is Electra not as kind as she seems? On Wednesday, December 4th, 2024, which storyline are you most excited to see? What do you think will happen with Remy, Deacon, Sheila, and Will? What lies ahead for Steffy, Ridge, Will, Electra, and the other characters? Every episode of The Bold and the Beautiful has so much action that it's helpful to know a little refresher on spoilers for the middle of the week. Fortunately, we have one for our admirers today. For all the information you require, continue reading below. This is the schedule for the remainder of the week on The Bold and the Beautiful. Those who have been following this week's B&B spoilers will be aware that Hope has already revealed a shocking revelation to Carter and that Ridge is taking some risky actions that will completely alter the course of events. As if that weren't enough, Deacon will add a surprise guest to his restaurant, Illinois Giardino, for the Wednesday, December 4th episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. Ridge and Steffy will deal Hope's career and future a devastating blow at the same moment. Let's just say that she will have a very difficult time getting back up after this. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, what's happening at Forrester Creations? As the Thursday, December 5th episode progresses, Hope makes it apparent that she will not back down from Steffy's attack. Additionally, when the past of Electra and Remy starts to surface again, Will can't help but feel tense. Additionally, you won't want to miss the Friday, December 6th program because it will include Forrester Creations. Carter is going to start a storm from which there will be no escape, as if that weren't enough. For him, it will undoubtedly be a make-or-break situation. As Hope accuses Steffy of taking control, Steffy is horrified by her and labels her toxic. On The Bold and the Beautiful, the animosity between Hope Logan and Steffy Forrester is intensifying. Steffy is horrified by Hope's recent behavior and labels her toxic as the repercussions from Forrester Creations' hostile takeover develops. Hope retaliates, accusing Steffy of planning the takeover to discredit her and destroy her career. An unprecedented drama between these two independent ladies is about to break out. Steffy is furious at Hope's involvement with Carter Walton and her disobedience of the Forrester family. Personal betrayal, Steffy believes that Hope's behavior is a clear betrayal of all that the Forrester name stands for. Hope, you've changed into someone I don't even remember. You are blatantly toxic, careless, and self-centered. Family legacy at stake, Steffy accuses Hope of putting Forrester Creations' reputation in danger and blames her for the company's instability. As evidence that Hope is unsuited to run her own fashion brand, she cites Hope's connection with Carter. #2. Dispute between Thomas and Ridge ***. By emphasizing that Hope's actions are undesirable, Steffy wins over her brother Thomas and father Ridge to her cause. A significant power struggle is sparked when Steffy demands that Hope for the future be shut down forever, putting the blame for the takeover on Steffy. Hope is not going to take Steffy's charges lightly. Instead, she will turn the tables and blame her opponent. Steffy is accused by Hope of purposefully planning the coup in order to isolate her and Carter. Steffy, stop playing the victim. From the beginning, you have been planning to destroy me. Jealousy and control. According to Hope, Steffy's activities are motivated by jealousy and a desire to exert total control over Forrester Creations. Hope also argues that the current unrest has nothing to do with her relationship with Carter. A heated declaration, Hope makes a firm stand against allowing Steffy to control her decisions, whether they be personal or professional. As family members and employees take sides, the business turns into a battlefield. Others, including Ridge and Thomas, share Steffy's vision for the business. Hope is supported by Brooke and Carter, who feel that she is being unfairly singled out. As the voice of reason, Eric Forrester intervenes, but even he could find it difficult to bridge the widening divide. Family unity was the foundation of this company, but now all I see is destruction. With Steffy and Hope scolding each other in front of important clients and stakeholders, their feud extends beyond the boardroom. Damaging the brand, Ridge demands a truce because of their public dispute, which might damage Forrester's reputation, but neither woman is prepared to compromise. Hope is determined to take back control and starts experimenting with daring tactics to maintain her brand, even if it means competing against Steffy in a fashion battle. Is a historical fashion rivalry making a comeback? Fans are talking about Steffy and Hope's intense altercation. Hope being called toxic by Steffy? Meet the kettle, pot. Hope is correct, Steffy has been working against her from the beginning. Eric must take over before the entire business collapses, even though I adore this drama. Asterisk. Ridge might intervene to make things right, but his approach might make both ladies dislike him. Hope will not give up easily, and her tenacity may result in unanticipated partnerships. Steffy's reluctance to make concessions could backfire and jeopardize her job at Forrester. The future of Forrester Creations is at stake as Steffy and Hope's feud intensifies. This conflict between two fierce women is expected to be one of the bold and the beautiful's most explosive plotlines to date, as accusations fly and alliances are formed. As the drama develops and the stakes increase, keep an eye out. On The Bold and the Beautiful, Hope Logan has been balancing on a tightrope for months. She has created tension in her wake by her complex relationships and professional power plays. However, it appears that things have changed, and Hope will soon have to deal with the fallout from her deeds. Hope has a taste of her own medicine when karma strikes, and it's not a pleasant one. The consequences of Hope's previous actions at Forrester Creations, particularly her involvement with Carter Walton, are finally becoming apparent. Hope for the future is shut down by Steffy and Ridge after months of unrest, leaving Hope frantically trying to save her profession. Steffy makes it apparent that Hope's behavior has caused instability within the organization. Asterisk, you believed you could act carelessly and not face any repercussions? Hope, guess what? It's over. Hope has previously found stability in Liam Spencer, but their relationship has soured as a result of her recent actions. Liam starts to distance himself and doubt their marriage after feeling deceived by Hope's intimacy with Carter. Hope, you always claimed to be better than this. However, you might not be who I assumed you were. Hope feels left behind and envious of Liam's developing relationship with Steffy. Hope and Steffy have long been at odds, so Steffy takes advantage of the chance to emphasize her point. The ultimate payback, inverting the narrative, Steffy reminds Hope of the time she was called the better Logan sister. Asterisk, the truth is out, you're no better than the rest of us, even though you've always acted like you're above it all. Hope's strongest supporter, Brooke Logan, begins to doubt her daughter's decisions. Hope is being warned by Brooke that her behavior is alienating everyone who loves her. Asterisk, Hope, you need to take a long, hard look at yourself in the mirror. You're losing all of your hard-earned money. Hope starts to understand that she has arrived at this place as a result of her own choices, whether deliberate or not. Hope is forced to face her part in the mayhem as she watches her relationships fall apart and her career take a nosedive. As the strain increases, even one of Hope's most ardent allies, Carter Walton, begins to distance himself. When his job at Forrester is in jeopardy, Carter finds himself wondering if his relationship with Hope is worth the consequences. Even though Hope is depressed, she is still alive. She begins developing a strategy to take back control of her life and profession because she is determined to prove herself. Hope considers making a new beginning outside of Forrester Creations, perhaps even starting her own company. Hope boldly tries to get back in touch with Liam and promises to mend their relationship. Hope may seek assistance from an unlikely source, such as Thomas Forrester or Bill Spencer, since desperate times need desperate solutions. Fans are split on the notion of Hope confronting karma. Asterisk, it's time Hope experienced some repercussions. She has been harassing everyone for far too long. Asterisk, I'm sorry for Hope, but this might be the reminder she needs to change her ways. Asterisk, Steffy should avoid becoming overly at ease. Hope always manages to get back up. Hope may undergo an unexpected metamorphosis as a result of her efforts to rebuild her life, revealing a more resilient and resolute side of herself. Steffy may make a crucial mistake as she celebrates her win, which would allow Hope to retaliate. As Brooke and Ridge are drawn more into the aftermath, the Logan-Forrester rivalry heats up. The Bold and the Beautiful offers a plot full of surprises, feelings, and difficult lessons as Hope deals with the consequences of her deeds. One thing is certain, Hope's journey is far from done, and the drama is just getting hotter. This is true whether she comes out stronger or gives in to the pressure. As Hope navigates her most difficult chapter to date, stay tuned for more.